All right, so today we're going to dive into a really fascinating new AI platform. It's called SynthGrid, from a company called MindFront. And their whole pitch? It's about changing the way businesses work by giving every single employee, well, their very own team of AI agents.
So, first, let's just set the stage with a problem that I'm pretty sure almost every business on the planet has. You know the feeling, right? Your information is, well, it's a mess. It's scattered everywhere, your CRM over here, your ERP over there, emails, random documents, all these different analytics tools. It makes asking what should be a simple question a huge, time-consuming nightmare.
And wow, this slide really just lays out the pain, doesn't it? On the one hand, you've got the reality for most companies. We're talking sales teams spending hours just researching a single lead, support teams are basically flying blind because they don't have the full customer history, and executives, they're waiting days for answers they need now. The whole promise of a platform like SynthGrid is to flip that completely, to turn those painfully slow manual jobs into simple questions that get you an answer in minutes, maybe even seconds.
So, what's MindFront's big idea to solve this? Well, they're talking about a unified AI brain. Picture this, intelligent layer that just sits on top of all the tools and systems you're already using. And here's the really critical part. You don't have to move any of your data. That's a huge deal.
The term they use for this is pretty cool, a cognitive fabric. And it's a great analogy, really. Think of it like this smart layer that literally weaves together all the separate, disconnected pieces of your business. It's like the digital connective tissue that finally lets your CRM talk to your ERP, or your emails connect with your support tickets, all through one single smart interface.
So how does this actually work in practice? Well, they've designed it to be incredibly simple. It really just boils down to 4 steps. First, you just ask. You can type it or even just say it out loud. Then SynthGrid's AI agents, which they call synths, they just spring into action. Step 3, they go to work using your existing systems, your ERP, CRM, whatever they need. And finally, the task is complete, and you get a real, measurable business result. Simple as that.
Okay, this is where the whole concept gets really fascinating. See, MindFront isn't positioning this as just another tool. No, they're framing these AI agents, these synths, as new members of your team. They're designed to be your actual teammates, and each one has a specific job to do.
So, let's meet the team, shall we? First up, we've got Astra. The best way to think of her is like a superpowered executive assistant. Her whole purpose in life is to take on all that research, analysis, and communication work that just grinds everything to a halt for your key people.
So what can Astra actually do? Well, she can dig into competitor research, analyze those dense documents nobody wants to read, draft your emails, transcribe meetings, even manage data right inside your CRM. But, and this is absolutely critical, she's built to value accuracy above all else. She'll actually flag her own assumptions or any uncertainties in her findings. And you know, that is a massive deal when it comes to trusting an AI system.
Okay, next up on the team is Lyra. Now, if Astra is your brainy analyst, Lyra is your creative spark. She's basically designed to be your own in-house AI content marketer, and she can handle pretty much everything from the words on the page to the visuals that go with them.
And when you look at what Lyra can do, it's pretty impressive. Yeah, she can write articles and blog posts and all that marketing copy, but get this, she can also generate and edit the visuals and graphics to go along with it. She'll even do the web research and fact-checking. And my favorite part? She's specifically designed to avoid that bland corporate jargon we've all seen from other AIs. The focus is on clear human communication.
And last but certainly not least, let's meet Dennis. Dennis is the numbers guy, the data expert of the team, your AI data scientist. And his real superpower is his ability to see the entire picture, connecting the dots across all those systems that don't normally talk to each other.
Now, this is where that whole cognitive fabric idea really comes to life. Dennis can look at your sales data from your CRM at the same time as he's looking at your supply chain data from your ERP. This lets him find those game-changing insights that are usually completely hidden. He can spin up real-time executive dashboards, spot data quality problems, and give you the actual quantitative evidence you need to make those big strategic calls.
All right, so let's be real, there are a ton of AI tools out there right now. So the big question is, what makes this approach any different? Well, MindFront points to a few core advantages that tackle some of the biggest headaches with enterprise AI today.
So, let's break it down. Instead of fighting with all those disconnected, siloed systems, the MindFront approach is to operate on your data right where it lives. No risky, expensive data migrations. Then there's shadow AI, when everyone's using dozens of different insecure tools. Instead of that chaos, you get one single platform that you can actually govern with a full audit trail.
And finally, instead of chasing vanity metrics that don't mean much, they're promising verifiable performance with a real-time ROI.
And, this quote from their engineering team really sums up their whole philosophy. Their focus isn't just on cramming in more and more features. It's on reliability. They want to build a stable, long-term foundation, which, let's face it, is exactly what you need for a system that's going to touch every single part of your business.
So when you put all of this together, it really points toward a potentially new way of working, doesn't it? The whole end game here is about being able to scale what your company can do without having to scale your costs right along with it.
And this is really the core promise, the big idea. It's about fundamentally changing the economics of how a business runs. The goal is to give your organization the power to massively increase its output without having to proportionally increase headcount and all the costs that come with it. It's about breaking that link.
So let's end with this final thought. For decades, probably the single biggest thing holding businesses back has been the friction, the roadblock of just not being able to get to the right information. So what if that obstacle just disappeared? If information was no longer a problem, what could you and your organization actually achieve? It's a pretty powerful question to think about.